slowed you down. Your body is acting up. Your mind is out of bounds. It's telling you pack it up. You shackle by thoughts and memories that's adding up like overseas. You feel alive like...
It's the first weekend in fall, and we have made the journey to Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in week 4. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the... at their own 33-yard line. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll run, and right away, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Off the play fake. Cruz. Throw left side complete. That's Washington. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now 2 yards to go on third down. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held them under 200 yards of total offense. Just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him Charles come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
In motion, Hill. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10. You look at this Buffalo defense. Yeah, they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
And even though this is a top 5 rushing offense, and we see this especially early in the game, they're going to do their best to keep you honest. They don't want you getting the habit of stacking the box, so that's a good throw there, and they're able to come up with the first down.
Now Achane on first and 10. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Right back to Achane on second down. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
That is Joshua Hines-Allen working his way in for the sack.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Back to throw. Cruz.
Their partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down.
A 2-yard gain. It's fourth down.
So on fourth down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Allen.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
2nd and 10.
Here's Allen. Completes it to Coleman. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Here's 3rd and 3.
To throw, it's Allen.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And again, it's Allen.
Now he fires deep for Shakir.
That's caught inside the 20.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, Josh Allen just might have the strongest arm in the NFL. And at 6'5", he can put his whole body into it, too. And this, an absolutely gorgeous throw. Perfect arc, and it results in a big, big pickup.
Allen now looks to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Khalil Shakir, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Here's a 2nd and 7. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll run for it with Achane. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And the punter Bailey on now as he sims this one away. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Again, it's Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Allen going to throw. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. The Bills hit 3-0 here in the month of September, and they come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Again, they'll throw with Allen. This is caught. It's Brown. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And even 30 yards on a play that began back at the 30.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
Cook will score. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Now a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Cruz. Oh, looking for water, but this is intercepted. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Intercepted. The Bills take over 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So after the INT, it's Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Dolphins' 43-yard line.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Allen. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Kenneth Grant, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Here's Allen to throw it. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Khalil Shakir in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bills will extend their lead here just before halftime. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Dolphins 3.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
24-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Play action. Now it's Allen. Coleman has it here right side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The two big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up.
4 yards.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Throwing now is Allen. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. Third down.
Brings up third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. They'll turn things over to Brandon Aubrey now for the field goal. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now Cruz to throw. Throwing to start the drive. Throw right side. Going to be caught here by Waddle. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Cruz. Over the middle, complete. It's Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10.
16 yards.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. They'll look to throw now on first down. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be second down.
Caught that look from me there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 25-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
19 yards. First down, Dolphins.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From the 13 now, they work on first and 10.
First down.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
And that's a step in the right direction. This had the feeling of one of those turning point kind of drives. If you come up empty there, it could be a long road back. But they persevered and hung around, and they closed the gap here in the 3rd quarter with their first touchdown of the game.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a first and 10. Throwing deep here for Coleman. That is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now Allen. This to the tight end, Kincaid. He's across midfield. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, 65 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Johnson now returning. And they're going to be backed up to start a big hit.
I'm ready, bro.
They're on the return. Stops him dead in his tracks.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try to put points on the board.
And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 2-yard line.
To throw from his end zone, Cruz.
They'll let this go deep for Waddle.
And it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it.
And the Bills are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play.
So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Left side, Cook.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. That's what you call stringing the play out. I know he was looking for a spot to get upfield, but they gave him nowhere to cut, nowhere to find a place to make it into the secondary, and they forced him out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field. And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
That's good for a Bills 1st down.
They'll run with Cook. And he takes it in across the track for a Bills touchdown.
James Cook,
his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Bills are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Aubrey good with a PAT.
And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Dolphins 10.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Here's 2nd and 10.
The coverage by Terrell Bernard.
Looking to throw. Cruz.
Short throw going to be caught by Waller.
They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's Cruz from the gun on 3rd down. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Gain of 6.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
And some room to run now. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Devon Achane.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Dolphins get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
17. Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Oh, trying to gauge the sun, and he muffs it.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
A 6-yard
Good gain
pickup
there on
brings
first
up
down
second
and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds and keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
And the Bills first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
A gain of a yard.
Jordan Brooks on the tackle. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. They'll try the wide side with Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
And his kick is indeed good. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and then trying to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Good for Dolphins. First down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays,
and the Bills are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
but there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as